vocabulary of Unit 4, Light, Camera, and Action. As a start, I'm asking you a question. Do you know if Joaquin Phoenix was awarded the Oscar for Joker or not? Yet, if you open your books to page 44, C1 A level, would you please bring it? You'll see 5 pictures, arranged 1 to 5. And now I just ask you to imagine the photographs below are stills from films. Look at the photographs and say what kind of film you think each one is and what it is about. Then answer the questions below. The question: which 3 criteria from the list below are most important for you in deciding how good a film is, and why? Now, why are the others less important? But before we read this, are you a film buff? My question again, do you like going to cinemas? Film buffs guide to the movies. Whatever your taste in films, National Geographic Entertainment has something for everyone. Before we read the text, would you kindly follow up with the vocabulary? The first thing is film buff. Would you repeat after me? Film buff. And this means someone who is very interested in the cinema. Footage. Footage. A footage is part of a film. Inundated. Inundated. It is received more than they could deal with, like bummered with. The following is unravel. Unravel. Unravel means unfold. Next, blockbuster. Blockbuster. It means successful or a success. And next, exhilarating. Exhilarating. This means making you feel extremely happy and excited. Yet, veteran. A veteran is a person who has experience in something, like expert. The following is dominant. Dominant. This adjective means powerful and noticeable. The next is defy. To defy means to challenge or refuse to obey someone or something, and to resist. Defy. Set out. It's a phrasal verb, like to start or begin. Bound to something, it's an adjective meaning almost certain about something. And next is immersed. Immersed means busy or involved or absorbed in something. Cutting edge. Cutting edge. Cutting edge means extremely modern and advanced. Cutting edge. Groundbreaking. And this means making new discoveries in a field. Groundbreaking. The following is heartwarming. Heartwarming means causing feelings of happiness and nostalgia. Heart-rendering. Heart-rendering. To the contrary to the above one, heart-rendering means causing feelings of sadness. The state of the art. State of the art means using the latest technology. Sugary sweet. Sugary sweet. And this means excessively sentimental, emotional. The following one is to read the text. Would you kindly, dears, open your books to page 44 and be waiting with a pen and a piece of paper. We're starting the reading. But we're answering questions on page 45, 1 through 6. Would you kindly read with me? Exercise C, page 45. The writer claims National Geographic films will appeal to life in a day was 3. In the first grader, Margot comes in for criticism because 4. What do the first grader and desert flower have in common? 5. Which film is a documentary that has been produced like a science fiction film? 6. What does the writer confess about desert flower? And now, dears, would you please follow up with the reading with your pen under the line you're following? Here we go.
Film Buff's Guide to the Movies. Whatever your taste in films, National Geographic Entertainment has something for everyone.
The text.
Bored with predictable Hollywood blockbusters with sugary sweet endings and little more substance than they met, they fell in love, they lived happily ever after? Then look out for Nat Geo movies. From moving personal accounts of life in remote countries to exhilarating documentaries on extraordinary prehistoric creatures, you're bound to find what you're looking for. Here are just some of the latest films available to general audiences and film buffs. Life in a Day is an Oscar-winning film by director Kevin MacDonald in partnership with Ridley Scott's film company, Scott Free UK, and YouTube. When YouTube contributors were asked to submit film footage of their lives on July 24, 2010, the project's organisers were inundated with over 80,000 videos, making up over 4,500 hours of deeply personal, powerful moments shot by contributors worldwide. MacDonald and his team sifted through these videos and pasted them together to create a remarkable feature-length film. The film shows with beauty, humour and joyful honesty what it's like to be alive on Earth today. The First Grader is a heartwarming and inspiring true story of one man's battle to gain the education he had been so long denied. Set in a small, remote mountaintop primary school in the Kenyan bush, the film unravels the story of Maruga, Oliver Letondo, an old Mau Mau veteran in his 80s, desperate to learn to read and write. Maruga's application, while receiving the support of head teacher Jane Obinshu, Naomi.
And now it is page 45.
Harris faces fierce opposition from parents who don't want to see a place in the school wasted on such an old man. The first grader is for viewers aged 13 and over. Flying Monsters 3D with Sir David Attenborough is a groundbreaking film that uses cutting-edge 3D filming technology to bring the story of giant flying monsters and their prehistoric world to life. Around 220 million years ago, dinosaurs were dominant on Earth. Control of the skies, however, fell to another group of reptiles, the pterosaurs. The story of how and why these incredible creatures managed to defy gravity and take to the air seems to be more fantastical than fiction. If you're a fan of state-of-the-art films, then Flying Monsters is for you. Thanks to 3D CGI, computer-generated imagery, these spectacular creatures are recreated, and we are invited into their world. Hailed by reviewers as the future of concert films and an explosive all-access U2 concert pass, U2 3D sets out to capture the relationship between the band members of pop supergroup U2. The film, which was shot in South America during U2's Vertigo tour there, was made using the largest collection of 3D camera technology ever used on one project. The result is electrifying. Viewers find themselves immersed in the ecstatic world of a live U2 stadium concert. Desert Flower is the heart-rending tale of Waris Diary, Leah Kebede, who at the tender age of 13 fled her family's nomadic camp in the Somalian desert. The daring teenager wanted to avoid being married off as fourth wife to a man old enough to be her grandfather. Having made her way through the desert, she manages to track down relatives in Mogadishu, the Somali capital. They arrange work for her as a servant in the Somali embassy in London. She attracts the attention of Terry Donaldson, the famous fashion photographer. He opens the doors to a completely different world, and Diary soon becomes a well-known fashion model. Admittedly, it all sounds like a too-good-to-be-true Cinderella story, but Diary's life is based on the true story of a supermodel who made her way from the deserts of Somalia to the famous catwalks in the world.
Thank you very much, good students, for good listening. And now we're moving to answering questions. Would you kindly send me your grades? I'm given 10 seconds for every question to allow you choose right. Question number 1. The writer claims National Geographic films will appeal to or only or mainly. You're utterly correct, Saif. The answer is D. For question number 2, life in a day was. That's super, Idris. It is C. Question number 3. In the first grader, Marg comes in for criticism because. Excellent, Yahya. The answer is A. As for question number 4, what do the first grader and dozen flower have in common? Super Abdurrahman, your answer is correct. It is B. As for question number 5, which film is a documentary that has been produced like a science fiction film? You're correct, Ala. The answer is Flying Monsters 3D C. And the last one, what does the writer confess about desert flower? You're all correct. The answer is B. It has fairy tale-like qualities. That's great. And now we're again to the vocabulary revision. Would you please follow up for the meaning of the vocabulary you have just read? Back again, quickly remind you of the vocab we have had. Quick. Film buff. Footage. Inundated. Unravel. Blockbuster. Exhilarating. Veteran. Dominant. Defy. Set out. Bound. Immersed. Cutting edge. Groundbreaking. Heartwarming. Heart-rendering. State of the art. Sugary sweet. Agent. Someone who finds work for actors. Boom operator. Someone who holds a microphone near reaction to pick up sounds. Director. Editor. Someone who works with the director to produce the final cut of the film so that it flows well. Gaffer. Someone who sets up the lighting on a set or on a location. Producer. A person who's responsible for running the business side of the film, from finding a script to controlling finances. And now, to the last stage, it is exercise D on page 45. Would you please get your students' book and open it back? Gentle people, would you follow up, please? Causing feelings of happiness is you're correct. I'm sorry for the sounds. Making new discoveries. You're correct, it's groundbreaking. Excessively sentimental. Sure, it is sugary sweet. Causing feelings of sadness. Sure, heart rending. Using the latest technology. You're correct, state of the art. And last, the most advanced stage in the making of something is its cutting edge. Bravo. And now, good students, I just want all of you to send me their comments on the class and which film they like and why. Yeah, there are chocolates for that if you like to. Bye bye.